Hello science educators and top-notchers! Good evening po! Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. Maayong gabi. Kumusta po kayo? Kamusta? Bidaw, itaas nga ang mga kamay if naririnig ako. Okay, thank you. Pakibaba. Salamat. So, welcome to our review. And it's another review lecture in biology. Remember, I told you last time na plaplansyahin muna natin ang biology kasi most of the questions sa recent exam ay nakafocus sa bio. So tonight, we'll be covering some of the key concepts that you have learned, and I'm expecting from you that you have read already some of the materials or books that you've purchased from the review center. So tonight, we'll be covering the Rabago book. The title of the book is Conceptual Biology, Modular Approach. So the book, if you don't know, because I already have told you last time that the book has been a source of some of the questions in biology starting from 2017, from 2017 exam onwards. So this is one of the two sources of questions. Katong isa kasi is yung Miller, di ba? Yung Miller is from 2015 then. So most of the questions are coming from the two books. And then yung PRC, inulit-ulit lang nila. And then some of the questions then, may modified din nila. So please read the materials ha. I know that some of you may be feeling a bit of nervous siguro or anxious about the upcoming exam. But I want to assure you, we in the review center, we are here to help you. This lecture will give you a chance to brush up on the materials and make sure that you're feeling confident on the coming exam. So we'll be covering a lot of information tonight. So it's important to stay focused and take good notes. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask Miss Jeline Baldove. I'm very confident na kaya niya ng tubagon tanan question ninyo. So now let's get started. Number 1 po tayo. Agad-agad. So para hindi tayo matagalan, so I want to read the question and go ahead sa answer na. But I will also rush you yung ibang option bakit hindi sila yung sagot. Let's read number 1. Which of the following is mismatch? So we're looking for pairing that is not correct. So one of the techniques that we teach you in the review center is a technique that is spot. Magpa-spot tayo. Ang ini-spot natin yung mga tinatawag na keywords. For example, mismatch. So we're looking for pairing na hindi correct. So let's go directly to the answer. Kasi I know, bubuo lang itong oras. Answer is yes, correct. Letter B. So why letter B? Kasi ang options natin, if you notice, ay fields or branches ng biology or life science. And tapos description nila. Ano bang pinag-aaralan sa mga field na yan? So sa letter A, physiology is to life functions kasi ang pinag-aaralan sa physiology ay life functions naman. Functions ng parts or structures at saka yung overall life functions. Functions ng cell, halimbawa, function ng isang part ng katawan, halimbawa, ng tao, function ng isang process, for example, cell respiration or photosynthesis. Ano bang purpose or function niyan? They are also examples na pwede nating i-discuss sa physiology. Letter C, evolution. When you hear the word evolution, I want you to program your brain na kapag evolution, the keyword is change. Change in the population over time. And then genetics, as we know, if we define the word Genetics is the study of heredity. While microbiology, if you notice, mali kasi hindi naman microscopy. Microscopy is a technique sa lab na technique sa paggamit ng microscope to view or observe specimen. So sa microbiology, hindi naman microscopy actually atong kinaistudihan sa micro, but we are studying microorganisms sa microbiology. Microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, protists, some of them, and even viruses. Microscopy, well, hindi naman sa microbiology lang pinag-aaralan natin yan kasi technique siya. Isa sa mga lab technique na pwedeng magamit sa physiology, sa anatomy, sa microbiome, sa genetics, and even in evolution. Number 2. Before we go to number 2, I have a slide here. Let's be familiar lang muna sa mga ibang mga branches. Paleontology is the study of fossils. Very good. Genetics is the study of heredity. Nasa option na yun kanina. Ecology is the study of relationships or interactions of organisms with other organisms or organisms with their environment. Zoology is the study of correct, animals. Botany is the study of correct, plants. Pathology is the study of correct, diseases and the cause of these diseases. Entomology is the study of correct, insects. Phycology is the study of algae, di ba? Cytology is the study of cells. Ornithology is the study of correct, birds. Physiology is the study of kanina, functions. Herpetology is the study of reptiles and amphibians. Morphology is the study of forms. When we speak of morph is the word for forms. Body forms, structures, the overall, yung tinatawag natin na gross anatomy. Kasi morphology is related to anatomy mismo. Number 2. Which of the following ailments makes a patient incapable of sensation of pain? Yung hindi na makakaramdam ng sakit. Leprosy, cancer, diabetes, or arthritis? Tamang sagot ay yes, exactly. Leprosy. So, sa cancer, alam naman natin na ang mga tao na may cancer, because ang cancer is broad siya na term because ang daming klase ng cancer. Each type of cancer is a different ailment or disease. Though atong gibutang sila in one na term na cancer, pero in reality ang daming klase-klaseng cancer and ang daming pains, different levels ng pains or types ng pains ang kanilang nafe-feel. Diabetes is also painful, lalong-lalo na kapag may mga wounds na hindi na gumagaling, nagagangrene na, for example, they will start to feel the pain. And of course, arthritis. Lahat naman siguro na mag-e-end ng itis. Itis means inflammation. So kapag may inflammation, pamamaga, mananakit talaga. Leprosy. Bakit yan ang sagot? Leprosy, kung sa Filipino pa, ketong, is also known as Hansen disease. It's a kind of chronic. Chronic means matagalan. Systemic means hindi lang isang body system sa katawan na apektuhan, but it could affect every other system sa katawan. It's a kind of disease caused by Mycobacterium leprae. I know you're familiar with the genus Mycobacterium because it's the same genus kung saan nabibilang ang causative agent ng tuberculosis. So it infects the skin, as you can see here in our pictures, and peripheral nerves. So that's the most important thing here, related to yung inability to feel pain. So what makes us feel the pain? What's responsible? Of course, nerves yun or yung bundles ng neurons. So without this, hindi na natin ma-feel ang pain. And that's why kadalasan parang mahurot imong kamot o imong nawong mga peripheries ng katawan or kaya mga dulo-dulo na bahagi ng katawan, yan usually naapektuhan. Sige nalag kalot, sige nalag kanang mabulok na ang parte ng katawan without them really feeling the pain. So that's leprosy. Number 3, which refers to biotechnology. So ano daw dito yung biotechnology? So biotechnology ay pasensya kasi hindi ko babasahin ang mga options at first, pero when we rush through things, ato nang basahon kasi it will take a lot of time. And we know na ang review natin is hindi yung regular na review kasi sa August pa ata tayo magsisimula ng whole day review. So, yun ang mga times na pwede na natin siyang basahin isa-isa. But this time, bibilisan lang natin. Biotechnology is, yes, correct. That's letter A. It's a process of manipulating organisms, cells, or molecules to produce specific products. So, tandaan nyo, kapag sinabing biotechnology, paggamit ng mga hayop, mga plants, mga halaman, mga bacteria, at saka iba pang nabubuhay, ginagamit natin sila para makaproduce sa atin ng isang bagay na beneficial sa atin. So, take note of that kasi pag sinabing biotechnology, ang gusto natin yung products nila na beneficial sa atin. So, halimbawa, sa matagal na panahon, mga ancestors natin, mga sinaunang civilizations, they were already using organisms around them or yung mga nakapalibot sila ng mga organisms tulad ng mga halaman, even fungi, to produce something for them. For example, yung mga food natin kadalasan, food na produkto ng fermentation ay example ng biotechnology because we're using bacteria to produce something. Sa fermentation, mga bacteria yun kadalasan fungi, yung mga yeast for example. So, meron tayo ngayon ng alcoholic beverage, meron tayong cheese, may even yung mga iniinom natin tulad ng Yakult, yogurt, kimchi for example, kahit na yung toyo kasi fermented yung toyo, no? At saka iba pa. So, ang dami, ba? Hindi lang yan, pwede tayong gumamit ng mga halaman para gawing gamot, for example, medicinal, mga herbs, biotechnology pa rin yun. Sa letter B, an organism that contains genes from other organisms. May isang word for this, that word is transgenic organism. Sila yung mga organisms na merong DNA from other organisms. Meron silang DNA naka-insert sa kanila pero hindi sa kanila yung DNA na yun. It comes from other species. Ang tawag sa mga organism na yan sa letter B, transgenic organism. So, letter C, process in which one strain of bacteria is changed by a gene or genes from another strain of bacteria. So, we also have a word for this, and if you have already read the history of the DNA structure, remember, di ba, before pa na-discover nila Watson and Crick ang structure ng DNA, maraming pang mga tao na naging foundation or stepping stone ng mga contemporary scientists. For example, si Griffith. Si Griffith, nag-experiment siya using a bacterial strain na nakakapag-cause ng pneumonia, and he found out na may dalawang strains. Ang isa is harmless, not really causing disease or fatality. That yung isa is very harmful. It can cause fatality. So napansin niya na pwede transform ang isa ka bacterial strain into another strain. And that's why ang tawag dyan is bacterial transformation. Kasi nagtra-transform sila. Sa letter C, this is bacterial transformation. Sa letter D, change in the genetic material of a cell. So I want you to program your brain. Kapag makadungog mo change in genetic material, or the word genetic material, ilagay nyo sa utak mo, translate agad yung word na DNA. DNA. Kapag makabasa kayo ng genetic material or genetic makeup, parehas lang yan. So, ano bang tawag sa change, pagbabago sa genes or DNA? Ang sagot dyan is mutation. Very good. So, maraming areas ginagamit ng biotechnology sa improving yield, fortification ng crops, pest-resistant crops, biofuel, enzymes, and fermentation. So, speaking of pest-resistant crops kasi related ang number 4, which can be considered a genetically modified organism. So we're looking for GMO, di ba? Genetically Modified Organism. Yung mga tinatawag din natin kanina as transgenic or yung mga organisms na may DNA na hindi sa kanila nanggaling sa ibang species. So alin kaya sa apat na yan? Ang sagot ay yes, the BT corn. Sa pangalan pa lang ng BT corn, meron siyang initials na BT and then corn. BT actually stands for Bacillus thuringiensis. Ito yung species ng bacteria na pinagkunan ng DNA at ininsert sa corn. So bakit naging ganun? Kasi in the past, alam naman natin na maraming pests ang corn. But yung mga bioengineers, nakapag-isip sila, nakakita sila ng bacteria. Bacillus thuringiensis yun, na may gene na kapag i-express into proteins, nagiging parang anti-pest o nagiging pesticide. Very effective against yung mga leaf borers, tsaka yung mga kumakain ng mga leaf, dahon, pati na yung mais mismo. So, kinuha nila yun, in-isolate nila yung gene at in-insert nila sa corn. So, yung regular na corn, naging pest resistant na. So, ang BT corn is an example ng GMO. Sa letter A, Dolly the sheep, siya ang unang naging successful na cloned mammal. So, clone, kapag sinabing cloning, you are just copying an organism, 100% exact copy. So, Dolly the sheep was the first of its kind na naunang na-clone mismo ng mga tao. Teosinte, sa letter C, Teosinte is yung pinanggalingan ng corn. Yung corn, before pa naging corn, yung primitive na corn ay grass pa na siya, sagbot. Ang tawag sa sagbot na yun is Teosinte. And then yung mga Southern American Indians, napaka-ingenious nila, napaka-bright na mga tao nun kasi nakapag-isip sila na kanilang i-artificially breed nila ang Teosinte. Meaning, artificially select. Ipili nila tong Teosinte nga managhan ang bunga or madako ang bunga kasi parang stick-like lang. Later, after this slide, pakitaan ako mo kasi I have a picture of Teosinte ata. At saka letter D, Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Isa sa mga bacteria na nag-infect sa mga plants and silang parang nag-create ng tumors sa plants. So, kung sa tao pa, marang cancer siya. Here is a picture ng dalawang corn. Ang corn na nasa left kay BT corn. So, Hamis Waitatsa ang itsura, di ba? Whereas sa right, non-BT corn, clearly affected by some sort of fungi guro to. Or kinain din siya ng mga insekto. Tapos sa taas, sa left, yan ang Teosinte. It's a kind of grass na namumunga. May kernels din siya. Dito nang galing ang mga modern day corn. Pero yung mga American Indians, napakagagaling nila kasi gibreed nila for many generations, for hundreds of years, and they perfected it to become the modern corn. Then, this is yung bacteria na sa taas, yung Agrobacterium tumefaciens, at saka nakakapag-cause siya ng tumors sa plant. Makita natin yung parang umbok-umbok at kulubot na nasa bark or nasa stem nasa trunk ng tree. Number 5. Which two ecosystems are the richest in terms of the number of species? So I want you to remember kapag ang question is saan ba makikita ang pinakamaraming species? I want you to put this in your mind, i-program in your mind na kapag richest in biodiversity or species, rainforest talaga. Rainforest. Agad nyo nga hanapin ang rainforest. Pero sadly, wala man ang rainforest sa options. Pero may isang word na related to the rainforest. And that word is correct. Letter A, Dipterocarp forest. Dipterocarp, ano ba yan? Dipterocarp, ito yung mga, it's a family ng mga hardwood na kung saan nabibilang yung mga lawaan, mulave, yakal, apitong. So sila yung mga usually makikita sa rainforest mismo. Kaya nga, Dipterocarp forest. And ang kapares niya is coral reef. Remember, kapag sinabing coral reef, siya ang parang nursery at doon halos makikita nato ang iba't ibang species ng fish, ng mga worms, sea worms, slugs, even yung mga cnidarians na mga hayop, echinoderms, pati na yung mga sponges andun, at iba't ibang malalaking isda, maliliit. So, nagsisilbi silang nursery. Coral reefs are considered as the rainforest of the oceans. So, kaya ang pangalan niya, rainforest, kasi parehas man sila impact good sa kalibutan. Doon natin makikita ang iba't ibang species ng mga hayop. Maraming iba't ibang klaseng natural ecosystems. Natural kasi hindi siya man-made. They naturally occur. So, halimbawa, forest, maraming klase. Yung dipterocarp na napag-usapan na natin. Mga malalaking kahoy, matitigas na kahoy. The tallest living sample, halimbawa, is over 85 meters long. Sa Pilipinas, halos may 45 species ng dipterocarp and 4 subspecies in 6 genera. Tapos, may mangrove forest din, mangrove bakawan. So, makikita sa mga intertidal zones, mga coastal areas, pati na sa brackish area o yung tubig na pinaghalong tabang at saka alat. And pine forest, makikita sa mga highlands at saka malalamig na lugar katulad ng Baguio, Cordillera, even here in the Mindanao areas, sa Mount Apo, pati na sa may Kidapawan, may mga pine, mga forest. Then yung mossy forest ay katulad ng sa pine, sa malalamig pa rin highlands na lugar, pero ang kahoy ay nababalot sa mga moss literally, and maraming mga kamag-anak din ng mga ferns makikita natin sa mga lugar na yan. Sa Davao de Oro, merong mossy forest. Grassland, obviously, ang dominant na vegetation is grass. Desert, alam niyo naman yung desert, tsaka mountain. Next, soil is a special microecosystem. Soil organisms include the following except. So we're looking for hindi, kasi except, hindi soil organism. Meaning, hindi siya cell. Hindi siya cell, is hindi organism. So obviously naman siguro, ang sagot ay, alin dito ang walang buhay? Kasi we're looking for, ano bang hindi cell? Hindi. Ang hindi cell is non-living. So in short, humus. Humus is a special kind of soil na pinaghalong decaying matter, yung mga nabubulok na bagay, pati na yung parang loamy appearance and components. So we have bacteria, fungi, green algae, golden algae, lahat yan sila ay may buhay. So humus is the correct answer. Number 7, the following terms, except one, have something to do with the base of a pyramid, which should be omitted. So, lahat daw nito ay makikita sa base of food pyramid. Alin ang hindi kasama? So, kapag sinabing food pyramid, no, or yung energy pyramid, makita natin sa baba is producer. Kung nakakita naman nga pyramid, producer. So, alin ba ang hindi related sa word na producer? So, ang tamang sagot ay, yes, shelf fungus. Kasi ang mga fungi ay sila yung mga natural decomposers natin. So, yung producer ay sila'y nakakapag-produce, kaya nga producer. They can make their own food. They can produce their own food through photosynthesis. Or, kung hindi nangangailangan ng sun, chemosynthesis. So, shelf fungus, ano bang itsura ng shelf fungus? So, yun. Halimbawa ng shelf fungus ng Ganoderma species, na tinatawag din polypores. So, dito sa food pyramid sa left, makita natin ang mga producers. Number 8, which term both apply to organisms that make their own food? So, napag-usapan na natin kanina, siyempre, producers. And I think you already know the answer. Same lang at related sa number 7 kanina, photosynthetic and chemosynthetic, because these are the two processes na ginagawa ng mga producers. The main difference lang is sa photosynthesis na ay sun. Sa chemosynthesis, walang sun kasi nasa mga areas na hindi naaabutan ng sun, katulad na sa mga deep sea or mga sa ilalim ng dagat. Okay? So if you don't know the word detritus, ito yung decaying little bit of matter na bubuo sa humus. Number 9, Symbiosis has been defined as living together in more or less close union of two dissimilar organisms. Which of the following pair of organisms best demonstrates symbiosis is defined? So, hinahanap natin ang best example ng symbiosis. To recall, may tatlong klaseng symbiosis, di ba? Pero that's generally represented by mutualism, or yung relationship where the two organisms benefit. Meron ding commensalism at meron ding parasitism. So the best example ng mutualism, because mutualism naman talaga ang main representative ng symbiosis, ay letter D, correct. Termite and the flagellate inside its food tube. So bakit yan ang napili? Kasi yung termite, alam niyo yung anay. Yung anay, ano bang kinakain nila? Tama, kahoy at saka papel. And naturally, hindi nila madadigest ang kahoy at saka papel kung walang organism na naninirahan sa kanilang tiyan. O sa tao pati yan. Pero sa kanila is food tube. So, sa kanilang food tube, sa tuwa, stomach, intestine yan, sa kanilang food tube. Sa food tube nila, may maliit na protozoan, flagellate, na naninirahan. Sila yung reason kung bakit kaya i-digest ng mga anay ang mga papel at mga kahoy. So, this is the best example of symbiosis. Kasi, yung termite, makukuha niyo yung nutrients sa wood at saka sa paper. Yung flagellate naman, makukuha din niya by digesting. You're breaking down the cellulose or yung mismong katong kahoy at saka papel. And isa pa, mayroong habitat ang flagellate. Letter A, hindi pwede. Snail and fish ay competition yan. Ang gray wolves and herd of reindeer, that's an example of predation. Angiosperm and a caterpillar, that is an example of herbivory. Herbivory is just like predation, pero ang involved na mga organisms ay plants and herbivore. So, ito yung structure, anatomical, yung parts mismo, anatomy ng ating anay, yung mga anay. Actually, merong dalawang klase ng symbionts nakatira sa loob ng tiyan or food tube ng anay, yung species ng Trichonympha at saka Mixotricha. So, sa loob-loob, ito yung mga maliliit na mga protozoans responsible for digesting the wood na kinakain ng anay. Number 10, which might be one of the typical symptoms when a person is bitten by a rabid cat. Rabid or kanang naay rabies na iring. So kapag napaakan ka sa iring or iro or any kind of mammal na may rabies, may dalang virus na rabies, so magkaka-rabies ka. So isa sa mga sintomas ay hydrophobia or pagkatakot sa tubig. So maraming symptoms, no. Ang advanced stage actually na. Kasi kapag aabot ka na sa hydrophobia, 100% most of the time mamamatay ang tao. So as much as possible, dili na to pabton nga magka-hydrophobia ang tao. Kanang di na siya kainog tubig or even yung kanang simple nga paglunok, dili niya makaya. So, a few symptoms ng rabies ay of course yung pananakit ng area kung saan nakagat, pain and difficulty in swallowing, naglalaway, may sometimes na nag-iiba ang mood, galit at saka kalmado, and kung padulong na sa kamatayon, magko-convulsion na, may paralysis, at magkaka-hydrophobia. So, ayun. So, please, kung may mga alaga kayo, tanawon o magpa-injection ng anti-rabies daan, pa-vaccinate daan.